and policies like they have. I don't say her because she has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and while all the spin is that Kamala Harris just absolutely crushed Donald Trump at the debate, I'm here to provide a little bit of a white pill, a little bit. Certainly, I do believe Donald Trump could have performed better. I gave his performance like a D plus or C minus last night, but I was too hopped up on copium. I thought that he would just walk in and completely mop the floor with Kamala Harris like he did Joe Biden. Then I realized that CNN was unbiased because they wanted Joe Biden out. ABC was completely biased because they want Kamala in. That's why the coverage was different, in my opinion. The reason people are seeing, oh, wow, CNN was unbiased. I can't believe I'm saying that. No, they weren't. They were in on the job. They set up Joe Biden to look bad by giving a fair debate. The debate last night was wildly unfair for Donald Trump. It was 3 versus 1. There were times in which the moderators were literally debating with Trump. There were times that Trump seemed disinterested. And you could understand why he feels that way, because he felt like, well, what the heck? Why am I even bothering with this? You know, I'm like literally going up against the entire establishment at once here. But I'm here to provide you some evidence that Kamala Harris, in fact, did not convince a lot of the voters, especially the undecideds, the people who are like, well, what exactly does an opportunity economy even mean? How come she couldn't answer the very simple question, do you think Americans are better off now than they were 4 years ago? Ultimately, when people go into the voting booth, that is the question that they're going to ask themselves. I don't believe people will think Kamala Harris is the candidate for change. But hey, good news is November is 2 months away. I think Trump absolutely should debate her again and it has to be on Fox. If it looks like they want, she wants to go to ABC again, obviously he should not do that. There's no reason to give them the ratings. There's no reason to give them the viewers if they're just going to work actively against him. But a lot of the reaction to the debates, not good for Kamala Harris. People were not convinced. We're going to get into all that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2024. If you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out, and Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is never censored. Let's look at just a couple of these reactions. Here's ABC's reacts, right? This is ABC's coverage, the bias network, a bunch of hacks, losers, but here's a soundbite, right?
Vice President Kamala Harris did not do a great job today really explaining her policy shifts, right? And that is what they have been seizing on. They're really trying to define her for voters when voters have a lot of questions about her policy positions.
What is an opportunity economy and how do you achieve it? How will you achieve all these magical tax cuts? How will you, here's here's CNN focus group. Okay, this aired on CNN, right? Pennsylvania voter just torched Kamala Harris live on CNN after watching the debate. Here's a 46 seconds of white pill for you.
I think it's important to remember that we are voting for the leader of our country and not who we like the most or who we want in our wedding party, but who is actually going to make our country better. And we're in an incredibly unique situation where we've had both of the candidates in office before, and we've gotten to see what they would do. And when facts come to facts, my life was better when Trump was in office. The economy was higher, inflation was lower, things were better overall. And now with Kamala's administration, things haven't been so fantastic. And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.
Were you leaning towards the former president coming into the night?
Probably.
And did you vote for him in 2016 or 2020?
I did.
So she was a Trump voter. Okay. She was leaning towards Donald Trump, to be fair. Okay. But everyone out there watching CNN heard that. I mean, here's some more hopium because, Lord knows if you're watching the mainstream media, you needed it. Harris surges past Trump in election betting markets after first presidential debate. My guess is it will be the only presidential debate. That's my guess. They're going to just go hiding Harris. So according to Election Betting Odds Tracker, which consolidates betting numbers from 4 separate markets, bookmakers now believe Harris has a whopping 51.8% chance of winning compared to Trump's 46.9%. What? Okay. Is that exactly that big? Here's 47.8%. I mean, this site still gives Michelle Obama and Nikki Haley chances and Kennedy. Right? Kennedy has endorsed Trump. Ocasio-Cortez? What? Literally what? Now, she surged 4.1% in the last day. Already, by the way, let's look at it, okay? Here's Polymarket, which, yes, there was a big shift yesterday. Going into the debate, Donald Trump was up about 5 points. Right now, he's back up 50. He's up 1.2. So he lost about 4 points in the betting market. Still up, though. And he's got 60 days to work on it. Here's, Trump in front of Biden and Kamala, people yelling, "We love you, Trump." Fake and weak. Vice President Harris's many faces becomes an immediate topic of conversation online, with some saying they showed nerves and discomfort, and others saying they looked rehearsed and pathetic. Well, they were rehearsed. Everything she did was rehearsed. And look, I've never been basically, a Trump no matter what guy. I voted Trump twice. I will vote Trump this fall. Who knows what's going to happen? It's going to come down to voter turnout and whether or not people are enthusiastic enough to go vote for Kamala Harris. Trump's base is going to show up. I'm voting as early as I possibly can. I'm telling my, average 80 to 100,000 viewers, they need to go vote early, in person. The faces thing was very weird, and it was all it was calculated. It was calculated so that they could say, "Oh, slay queen. She's making all these faces." Look at Kamala Harris doing obviously rehearsed routines instead of answering questions. Then she does this rehearsed and exaggerated facial expressions when Trump talks. She comes across fake and weak. Oh, on content, Harris is winning. Visually, she's hurting herself. Look at these weird faces like, Kamala Harris's over-exaggerated facial expressions during the debate are pathetic. They convey a sense of dishonesty and nervousness. So far, Harris is making faces way more than Trump on the split screen. Don't know how that's going to resonate with voters. I mean, I thought she looked entitled and kind of like a biatch, but, she's so brat. Kamala Harris so brat, so maybe that played good with her base. Kamala Harris has been way overcoached on doing facial expressions because of the muted mics. It's uncomfortable and weird. Kamala Harris should have taken more acting classes. Her facial expressions betray only her poorly veiled anxiety. Well, I don't think it's, I mean, leave it to Ian Miles Chong to make fun of people who have anxiety. He's also a dumb idiot loser who doesn't live in America and steals everyone else's content for money on X. Ford O'Connell, debate 2024. Split screen right now is hurting Kamala Harris because of her facial expressions. Can't believe her debate coaches didn't hone in on that. I believe that she was meant to do that. Harris only has smug, TikTok-ready facial expressions and friendly moderators going for her tonight. All of her answers are canned and fake. You know, on the other side, though, they're going to report that, ooh, she was slaying Queen. She did so good. Oh, Trump bad. Trump did get triggered. I'm not going to sit here. If you want a Trump cultist channel who's going to never say Trump did anything wrong, I'm just not that guy. You know that. I sat here with my gold Make America Great Again hat on here last night for several hours watching the live stream. Trump could have delivered a knockout punch. Instead, he was put back on his heels by an unfair and biased moderation team. And he just never really recovered from that. That said, he absolutely should, without a doubt, accept another debate, and he should go full-blown attack. I'm talking ignore the question completely and just blast Kamala Harris for 90 minutes. That's how you come back to this. Here you have this voter, oh, my life was better under Trump. Okay. Here also, there you have it. The biggest issue for voters' minds is the economy. Every single poll shows that. On that issue, Trump actually improved his standing in the CNN poll. His lead on the economy improved from 16 to 20 points. Harris needed to cut into that, and she failed. So the debate was not a complete disaster. You can see Kamala Harris, who do you think would handle the economy better? 37% before the debate, 35% after the debate. So she actually lost. Trump opened up a 20-point lead on the economy. There is a lot of good that came out of this. It just depends. I'm a Trump voter. Who do you think is a stronger stance on the border?
Raise your hand if the border is a big issue.
Everybody in the crowd.
Okay. Who won the debate about the border tonight? If you think that Kamala Harris had the strongest position on the border tonight, raise your hand. 4 of you.
Oof. Oof.
Well, if you think President Trump had the strongest position on the border, raise your hand.
Yeah, about everybody in the room. Everybody. Here's an Arizona voter. We've lost American citizens because of how many illegals Kamala Harris has let in. My family went through a long process to get here legally, so I feel it's unfair for hundreds of thousands to get out here without problems for the federal government to help them out. Yeah. I mean, again, the American citizens feel the way they feel. Donald Trump accurately calling out, she's got no plan. It's like run, spot, run. Ultimately, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to get out there and reported about these Haitians eating pets too. That's not going to look good. We're going to see, a lot of the coverage today is people talking about and debunking the mainstream media's unfairness. You see Rightful President said he's called all the families of the victims who lost their life to illegals. It's almost midnight and Trump is still working. He was at a 9/11 memorial this morning. I think that ultimately this went how the left wanted it to, I think. But I also think that if they believe they just won outright, then they wouldn't be challenging for another debate. There's your hopium for the day. Kamala Harris did not win this debate. Everyone's going to say their person won. Trump needs to get back to the work at hand. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.